birthday self-care, getting a pedicure with my wonderful daughter. Nothing like a really good pedicure. Well, that was a lovely hour and probably 20 minutes spent together getting pedicures and lip wax with my baby girl.
Hello, video.
And we're going home right now to relax because we both have to be out later on. And this is just the beginning of my birthday weekend. Looking forward to relaxing, and I am going to do some work.
No, she's not.
I am. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
When you get to the point of this video, watchers, audience, and subscribers, put in the comment section, have some fun, Donna.
I will.
Leave a comment below saying, have fun, Donna. Life is not all work.
I know, but I'm going to be relaxing for the most part. I didn't even say welcome back to my channel. And I have to say, for all my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And I have 3 new subscribers. Glad you have joined the family. And comment, tell me what you like about my channel and if you're being inspired on the journey.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Friday. I am off today because it is Mental Health Awareness Day, and my wonderful company celebrates this day. We have the day off, and what makes it even more special is that I am alive and well. It is my 61st birthday today. Yay! I'm excited. I am happy. I'm putting my best foot forward on this track. And what better way to celebrate than moving my body by being out on such a gorgeous day to celebrate my birthday. This is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. I just finished lap number 10 on this great track. The only reason why I'm gonna now make my way home is because I haven't eaten breakfast. It's almost 11 o'clock, so it's almost lunchtime. And I have a desire for ackee and saltfish. And there's no restaurant nearby me that's gonna have this ready. And so I'm gonna go home and make some. I'm gonna have ackee and saltfish and some boiled green bananas. Birthday is gonna be lunchtime before I eat it. So come with me. For this section of my video, I'm just showing you the ackee and the callaloo and the different items that I was shopping for to make this dish, ackee and saltfish. It calls for peppers and green onions and a whole other bunch of stuff to season it well. And I actually was searching for the ackee, could not find it, and then noticed that it was right there before my eyes. I also found my green seasoning by Walker's Wood. I had to mute the sound because the music was blaring in the background, and I absolutely do not want any copyright issues. I'm on my way home with my loot from the store to go make this delicious lunch. Yes, I can't wait. I have no idea the caloric content of what I'm going to be cooking. I know it's not terribly bad for me, and the one thing I'm going to have to be conscious of is the sodium content. Oh, I gotta turn around. The main star of the show, the ingredient that I cannot make this dish without, is codfish, salted codfish. And I left the store without getting that because I was so anxious to get what I need to go home and make this. So on my way back to the store to get some salted cod. Now, under normal circumstances, there is no way I'd buy a pack of codfish for $14. All right? But this is not normal circumstances. This is a birthday treat. And while I'm boiling this, I'm gonna have to probably put on a pot with some, what do you call that again? What's the name of that spice? Not cinnamon, because I may have cinnamon sticks. Yeah, I might have to put on a pot and throw some cinnamon sticks in there so that that aroma will fill the air and kill the smell of the codfish, because it's not one of the greatest smelling fish when you're boiling or you're desalting it. But I'm telling you, it's yummy in the tummy. All right, so let me show you. In this pot, I have 2 cinnamon sticks. I have some bay leaves, but I'm going to dump a bunch of cloves, because once that starts boiling, that smell is going to overtake my house. And that's what I want. I want my house to smell like cloves and cinnamon. I put the bay leaves in because I really couldn't find the cloves, but I went to another little pantry that I have, and I found a full bottle of cloves. So I'm gonna start that before I put the codfish in this pot to start the desalting process. So here I go. No measurement. Oops. I have to pull the cover off here. I'm gonna clean my kitchen while I'm working. See, I'm just dumping a bunch in there. There you go. Cloves, the smell of cloves is already overpowering. So I'm already smelling them. So that's going to take care of the smell of the codfish, or salted codfish. So there goes that pot with the cloves and the cinnamon and the bay leaves. That's all you're smelling right now. And this is the pot with the codfish. This has come to a boil once before. I poured off that water, added more cold water, and it's gonna come to a boil again a second time. I'll taste a little tiny piece, and if it's good and ready, not too salty, then I'll just pour that water off and set it aside until I'm ready to start cooking the ackee and saltfish part of the dish. In this huge pot of bubbling, boiling water, I'm going to add some salt right now. I'm gonna have to do this quickly. Adding a little salt, and I'm gonna add some vegetable oil to this pot and a little tiny bit of vinegar, white vinegar, because I'm going to be boiling the green bananas in their skin, and that's going to help prevent the bananas from turning black. That's how I learned it, but I'll show you as I go along. So I have a pot in the sink. You can't see it, but you just take my word for it, with the green bananas, and I'm going to wash them. And the next part of the process is to cut the tips off, slice it. Just, you don't have to get into the banana itself, just slice through the skin, and that releases there's a stain that's on the inside. That releases the stain during the process. I'm not going to put the bananas in the pot one at a time. I'm going to make sure everything is washed. My nice brush. And I have baking soda. I think I did show you that in the water. And the water is warm. And I have to do this quickly. I think I'm going to have to add some more cold water or any kind of water to that pot, because I should have had the bananas ready to go in. Let's cover again. All right, let's keep washing these bananas. So the bananas are all in, and as you can see, it looks like some of the skin is turning a little black, but I'm not worried because it's not going to happen to all of them. And the skin could be, you know, turned a different color, but the bananas on the inside will not be black. So the water came to another roaring boil. I'm going to pour all that water off. I'm going to give this is very hot, but I'm going to give a little taste. Yeah. I think I will put this on the third time. So that it could boil again. After the third time, I'll be good to go. So this is what the green bananas look like as they're boiling. Now, as you can see, that slit that I made in the skin, it's opening up as it boils. I would say in about 15 minutes or less, these bananas will be ready. I am not about to overcook them. They don't take forever to cook. So while this continues to cook, I'm going to move on over here. This is what $14 worth of codfish, salted codfish looks like. All right. I recognize one of the reasons why this is so expensive is because this is boneless. But yeah, this is the codfish desalted. I'm going to be making callaloo on the side, and I'm not going to put any codfish. In the callaloo dish, I'm going to have habanero peppers, garlic, onion, some green onions, and I'm going to put a little bit of the Walker's Wood green seasoning. I'm also going to put some sweet peppers in my callaloo. Then the ackee is going to be cooked with the codfish. The codfish gets cooked first, and it's going to have the same thing in it. The pepper, the garlic, the onion, the green onions, and a little bit of the Walker's Wood green seasoning. They don't traditionally put tomatoes. I see some people putting tomatoes in their ackee. I don't usually do it. On occasion I might, but I'm definitely going to put some sweet peppers. And I have sweet peppers in the freezer. That's the reason why you don't see it here. So let me hurry on up because my mouth is watering and this is not yet done. Bananas are done. I've taken them off the stove because I need this burner. I've had this gadget for a while, never used it. I'm going to use it today to chop my onions. Now I'm going to use some powdered seasoning, okay, when I make the stuff I'm making. I have some Morton Himalayan pink salt. I do have some garlic powder and some onion powder, and I have black pepper, but I have my Spice Jamaica Reggae Blend. How could I forget this? This has been in my life for about a month now, and it's time for me, as you can see, to reorder. I am in love with this Spice Jamaica Reggae Blend. Big up yourself, Spice Jamaica. I'm also going to be using their 876 red seasoning. I'm telling you, I absolutely, without a doubt, love these seasonings. I need to try their fish seasoning next, and I can't wait for them to come out with their sodium-free seasoning. So there you go. I'm using my Spice Jamaica Reggae Blend, and it's an all-purpose seasoning. Now you see this pot of boiling water? What I do is whenever I'm cooking callaloo and ackee from a can, before I start cooking, oops, my oil is getting too hot, so let me ease it off the burner for a little while. Before I cook these, I always just pour hot water over them in a strainer, just to get some of that canny taste or the brine that they're in. So that's what this hot water is for. I should show you, that's what my shredded saltfish looks like. Not a lot for 2 dishes. Well, actually, I did say I'm not going to put any in my callaloo, only the ackee. But I have 2 cans of ackee, so I think that will suffice. So there I have the callaloo in a strainer, and I'm just going to pour the hot water over it just to get some of that briny liquid and water off the callaloo. And then I already did it to the first can, and now I'm going to go straight over to my pan and pour it in. Now Yeah, I'm using both hands, one for my phone and one to try to salt it. So you understand, I'm gonna be using my spatula to combine everything, and I'll come back because now I'm actually gonna add my powdered seasoning. All right, so I opened everything so I can just pour, and I'm not measuring. I'm just pouring to my heart's content. I'll know when to stop. So that's the all-purpose. What I did not show you was I do have some thyme. I'm gonna sprinkle a little thyme, powdered thyme. Now, although I have fresh onions, I'm still going to use some powdered onion seasoning and garlic. That goes next. And I love garlic, so you see how much Now the next thing I'm gonna add is some black pepper, but I have to put my phone down. You didn't see me pour, but as you can see, that red seasoning you see on there, that's the Spice Jamaica red, the 876 red seasoning, and a tad bit of salt was added along with the black pepper. I didn't do a ton of black pepper because I did cut up some habanero peppers in here. And the last thing I added was some chopped green onions, about 3 stalks, because they were very thin. And I'm now going to use a spoon to combine everything. I did add a 1/4 cup of water in here. I'm going to turn my burner down to low, and then I'm going to cover this so it simmers and all the juices and the spices and the flavoring could just meld into each other. So now I have my second saucepan on, and that's olive oil in this pan, and I'm getting ready to make the ackee and the saltfish. So the oil is getting hot enough, and I don't want my onions to burn, so I'm gonna pour my onions in from this trusty gadget. I think I'll be using this to chop my onions going forward. So you might be able to hear, let's turn my fan off. So you might be able to hear a little sizzle. That's good enough. So let me get another spoon to stir. I'm going to saute this a bit. And I want to flavor or season the oil and the onions. So I'm going to add a touch of onion powder. This is a little different from how I prepared the callaloo. And pouring in some garlic powder. More garlic powder than onion powder. And yes, now I'm going to put in my Reggae Blend all-purpose seasoning. And I'm going to stir this a bit. And my onions are getting translucent. Turn the stove just a little bit higher. My burner, I'm not turning up the stove. I'm turning up the burner a little bit higher. And now, I'm just going to pour the shredded codfish. I'm gonna have to switch hands and hope I don't drop my phone. I'm right-handed. Now, this codfish sucks up all the oil. It's not my favorite codfish to use. I prefer getting the codfish with the bones in it, and I'll take the bones out because somehow or the other it's a little thinner, that kind of a codfish, and it's just better. I don't know how to explain it, but this is what they had. As you can see, look at that. I don't know why it's sticking, but I'm gonna have to put the stone down for a little bit. All right, so I'm back to the codfish. Let me tell you what I added in here. I added a little bit more black pepper. I also added some of the 876 red seasoning. What I did not add to the callaloo, but I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of my green seasoning to this. And as you can see, let me show you. That's what the ackee looks like. All right, I opened one can. Unfortunately, it's breaking up a bit in the can, but I'm going to be very gentle with it. Ackee is a fruit. Let me show you on the can. See that? Has a seed in it. And one day I'll probably explain, if I haven't already, how, you have to harvest ackees. But that's what it looks like. So as you can see, the can is empty. What I did was pour off the brine. There it is. And now I'm going to get this pot, but I need a pot holder. And I'm going to just pour just a little bit of hot water to get that brine off my ackee. And I'm gonna repeat with the second can that I have. Now, see that little dollop right there? That's the little dollop of green seasoning that I put in. And now I'm just gonna stir everything together. This is my codfish. And I do add just a tad bit of water to, actually help to get all the flavors together. Sometimes when you get ackee and saltfish from a restaurant, it's just running with grease. Mine will not be running with grease. It won't be. All right, so now I'm gonna put the phone down because it's time to get ready to put the ackee in, and I have to be gentle. The ackee is almost like scrambled eggs, and I want as much of the ackees to be whole, and you'll see once I put it in what it looks like. So there goes the ackee right on top of the codfish, and I'm going to gently use my spoon to incorporate the codfish with the ackee. The last thing I need, and I'm going to tell you, these cans at the bottom, some of the ackee was already a little mushy. So now, as to not to break this apart any further, you get the gist. This is the dish. Once it's done and it's plated, you'll see what it looks like. And just like I did with the codfish, the last thing I added here are my green onions. Now, I'm going to get the cover. I'm getting a lid for the pot so that it could steam just a little bit. I can't wait to dig in. Don't mind that one of my bananas got a little broken up. But on this plate is 2 fingers of boiled green banana, a spoonful, maybe 2, of callaloo, and there goes the wonderful ackee and saltfish, which I will be diving into right now. So I'm absolutely not counting calories today. I'm just going to enjoy one of my favorite meals. It's my birthday. I did not skip breakfast on purpose. I really just slept in late. And I knew I had to go for a walk and I needed to get it in. I'm even taking some of my medication much later than usual. That's one. And let's take the second one. I love ackee and saltfish. Ackee and saltfish must be Jamaica's national dish. I made enough that I might have it for dinner later. Tomorrow, I'll go have brunch with my sister. And when my kids come from out of town, we'll do something together. But for now, and we'll do something together with my hubby because his birthday is 4 days after mine. So we'll celebrate together. So for now, from my plate to your ears. Thanks for stopping by, Linda's daughter Donna. And don't forget, please share this video. Give it a thumbs up. I don't know why you guys are so afraid to leave comments and tell me what you think and what you'd love to see on this channel. But please do so. And tell a friend so that they can subscribe also. I am setting my bar at 1,000 subscribers before the end of May. It is very possible with your help. See you in the next video.